This is the most requested video I've had to date. This is Maria, who I talked about in the cholesterol video, who lived to 117 years old, 17 and a half, and died last year. This is her in 1931 at the age of 24 getting married. Okay, now we've got Anne, who's 101 years old, works 6 days a week, drives, lives alone, exercises every day, and let's see what these two have in common, if anything. Okay, here we go. So, Maria Brañas Moreno, 117 and a half years old when she died. At 116, the scientists said, hey, we need to study this woman, see what's going on. So they tested her mitochondria, and it was outstanding. So then they ran her blood panel. Her LDL was 122. I bet some cardiologists are having heart attacks over that. Joke. Her HDL was 72, high, which is good. Okay. Her triglyceride HDL ratio is 1.1. Awesome. Her glycate was low. Awesome. Glycate is similar to HSCRP. It's an inflammatory marker. I'm not going to go over these markers because I had a previous video on cholesterol and blood labs. Go back to that to see where these are. All right, let's look at her diet. So I have a 21-day diet that she actually followed. She lived in the center where she was fed this every day. So every day she had different foods, but certain things were always the same, such as breakfast. So I'm going to try and attach this. I don't know if you realize this. I'm technically challenged. So I think I can do it. Breakfast every day was milk smoothie with 8 cereals and protein. Okay. For lunch, she had mashed stewed potatoes with cuttlefish, broth, olive oil, egg protein, and then yogurt. In the afternoon, she had yogurt. For dinner, she had mashed vegetables stew with marinated pork loin, olive oil, and egg protein, and yogurt for dessert. Okay, so let's look into that a little bit deeper. Her milk source for her morning smoothie was raw donkey milk. I kid you not. Her family owned a raw donkey farm, and she's had raw donkey milk every day for most of her life. Her yogurt that she ate was Catalan, remember this is Spain, Catalan brand La Fagetta. Every day she had extra virgin olive oil with lunch and dinner, and she had egg protein always with lunch and dinner. Okay, and she had the yogurt 3 times a day. So, let's move on to Anne. This is her. Oops, I gotta get my glasses on, sorry. 1942. This is Anne. This is Anne today. Let's see what we can find similarities. So again, for breakfast every day she had eggs. 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil. 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, black coffee. For lunch, she would have a variety. Some days chicken. She likes fish. She likes sardines with skin and bones, which is an awesome source of protein and good fats and calcium from the bones. Sometimes turkey, sometimes pastrami. For dinner, she grew up in an Italian family. She said when she grew up, they always had pasta first. The main course was always chicken, fish, steak, veggies, then salad, and after that, fruit, nuts to finish. Okay? She does not eat pretzels, chips. Her parents never did. Does not eat sweets, vanilla, fudge, only for special occasions. So what do these both have? They both prioritized protein. And when I hear people, I got an email the other day, I can't remember how old the woman was. I think 70. One of her cholesterol numbers was a little off. And she goes, my doctor wants me to go to a plant-based diet. I don't get angry often. That makes me really angry. Why? Let me explain to you. Protein repairs organs and muscles. The word protein means primary, number one. Protein builds enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, helps the nervous system, helps with immune function, prevents sarcopenia, osteoporosis, and dementia. Dementia is the second most thing requested. The next video is going to be on dementia. So, to be clear, if you're on a plant-based diet, you don't get enough protein. It's not my opinion. I was a vegan for 8 years in the 90s, and I added protein, and I still didn't do it. I had joint pain, muscle pain, back pain, and I was young, and I was going to chiropractors. I was trying everything. Nothing was working. Luckily, I met my mentor, and he said, let's do some blood work. My blood work was horrible, and I had the testosterone level of a field mouse because I wasn't getting any fat or protein, even with the added protein. So, start of the day for you. Oh, extra virgin olive oil. You notice they both had extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to do a separate video on extra virgin olive oil down the road, but start incorporating it into your diet now. If it's extra virgin, it should not be contaminated. It's the olive oils that have issues. But if you want to play it safe, Consumer Labs rated California Olive Ranch olive oil #1. But if you want an extra virgin olive oil, if it's organic, if it's from California, Spain, Greece, Australia, it's going to be safe. Okay, so to live a long life, you need to start the day with a good breakfast high in protein. You want to start your first meal for at least 30 grams of protein, and your last meal should have at least 30 grams of protein. Maria, with her yogurt plus her dinner and her food, and her protein shake that she started the day with, was off the chart. Her protein intake was awesome. The same thing with Ann. So, start the day, end the day with good protein. I like to see most people eat 3 meals a day, maybe 4. Let's see. Oh, Ann said she did not eat pretzels, chips. Her parents never did. She does not eat sweets. So again, the problem is people say, I'm snacking. Well, no, you're eating. There's no such thing as snacking. Snacking is eating. It's the same thing. You put it in your mouth and digest it. Your body, your liver, your stomach, your digestive system doesn't care what you call it. It's got to work the same way no matter what you call it. So we got into trouble health-wise once we started snacking. And that's when 1969, Woodstock. Everyone says how people in Woodstock were lean, then in 1999, we're not. After the dementia video, I'm going to do a video on Woodstock because I have research as to why we started gaining weight from the 1960s to now. Research. Okay, start the day, good breakfast. Microbiome, raw, and this is probably what Anne had the yogurt from Spain, which had good probiotics in it. So I personally do not like supplementing with probiotics. There's so many different kinds. There's so many different species, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. So it's very complicated to find what works. What works for you is not going to work for your friend, or may not work for your friend. So I like to use it natural foods. Raw sauerkraut, kimchi, fermented pickles. So they're fermented if they're in the cold section and there's no vinegar added. So you can't, if they're on the shelf in the middle of the store, not in the refrigerator section, they're definitely not fermented. Okay, so no snacks, 3 meals. Low sugar for both of these women. Natural carbs, no crap. And the problem with carbs, the name carbs, is a sweet potato is a carb, and it's a good carb, but Swedish fish are also carb. And this is where the confusion comes in. But you can't tell me, do you really think if you eat 100 grams of a sweet potato and 100 grams of sweetest fish, your body's going to react the same? I don't think so. And anyone does needs to go back to school. Okay, I think we're done. Oh, key point, not to do with diet, but you have to have a community or a sense of purpose. Ann says she's got a sense of purpose. She's not going to quit working. She's going to keep on going. Sense of community. I was listening to a doctor speak, and he said, in the town in Italy that had the highest longevity, there was a high sense of community. Everyone talked together. They always interacted together. They did things together. And he goes, interestingly, there's a town in Pennsylvania called Roseto. And I'm like, what? That's 15 minutes from me. He goes, a lot of those Italians moved from that section of Italy to Roseto, Pennsylvania. And he goes, they have the same longevity in Roseto, Pennsylvania, because they brought this sense of community. And that's a key. You need to have, or if you don't have a community, you need to have a sense of purpose. Okay? I've gotten some compliments on my videos, and I've also had some people say, hey, can you get rid of the whiteboard? I would love to get rid of the whiteboard. I have no technology knowledge. I spent hours trying to figure out how to get an electronic whiteboard. I use a Mac. So if anyone knows how to get software, I've been looking. I have a Mac, so what else? I think that's it. All right, please share if you like this. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your comments. I really do. I mean that. I think you could tell I'm real. So I said next is dementia, then Woodstock, then probably extra virgin olive oil. Love you guys. Have a great day.